There are at least 42 islands in Phang Nga Bay. They come in every shape and size. Some offer hidden beaches, others are laced with secret caves. It is a world just begging to be explored. So that's what we did. We'll show you the best things we found and one thing you might want to avoid.
Come see how many islands we can explore in one morning on our visit to Phang Nga Bay.
Our trip began on the other side of the province at Kayak. So this was a hidden cove a couple hours north of Phang Nga Bay. It was not easy leaving this quiet little paradise, but we were trying to avoid a long drive in the dead of night, so we hit the road, taking a gorgeous little route through Phang Nga's mountains to get to where we would stay for the night. We arrived around sunset and went almost straight to bed because we were facing a very early morning.
That's how I look like, and then when I'm grown up, I'm gonna look like this with my bum.
I always dread these early wake-ups because I think it will take as long to wake the kids up as it does to put them to sleep. But I can usually get them out of the house in less than 15 minutes, even at 4 a.m.
Well, we needed the extra time because we had to take a truck up to the viewpoint.
We were shaking very much. And it was driving very fast. And it was super bumpy. And we were like, ah! We were holding on tight so we didn't fall off.
Nobody fell off. I'm glad to say we arrived just in time. Watching the sunrise over the bay from Samet Nangshe has become one of those iconic southern Thailand experiences. You can see why. I mean, look at it. It's also not a secret, so be prepared to share it with a lot of influencers. You know where you won't find influencers? Khlang Pier. We arranged an island exploration tour through a local operator directly. This is not only cheaper than booking through one of the big websites, but it's also just a lot more fun. It also let us get out onto the water as early as possible, before the sun had fully risen and it was too hot to enjoy anything.
Walking the wild, walking the wild. Don't know why.
Our first stop was Khao, which is where we also paid the fees that gave us access to the whole national park. We also found the least threatening warning ever.
People call this the James Bond Island because it's in the movie The Man with the Golden Gun. I've never seen a James Bond movie, but my dad says it's not the best one.
I'm a Sean Connery man, so a Roger Moore movie was never going to do it for me. As a secret lair for an assassin, though, the island lives up to its part. It's got secret passages, hidden caves. Very cool. The island was already starting to get crowded, so like a clever Scaramanga might have done, we made our escape. Our next stop was at what one of our guides called the Ice Cream Cave. There are at least 2 more caves with the same name, so you can't be too confident of what you'll find.
I think it was called the Ice Cream Cave because it had lots of bowls inside. I don't think we should have been walking in the bowls because when my dad said to come down, we fell out of them.
Ooh, guys.
inside. The man helped me get the jumper.
By this stage, the early start was beginning to catch up with the kids. We needed something more engaging for them to do before we lost them to sleep. It looked like it was already too late.
For an extra fee, you can arrange for a tour of the caves and lagoons of Hong or Phanak Island. We visited Phanak Island, and when I saw the hordes of tourists, I thought that we had made a real mistake. It was a little bit like the fire shows in Khao. Too touristy for me, but the kids had different views.
I loved it because the caves were cool and I really liked putting my hand in the water. It was like a building where the floor was made of water.
It's got the honeymoon cave.
You're gonna fall in. You're gonna fall in, all of you. When I look back at it now through this video, I realize that I can be too much of a snob. Yeah, it was crowded, but also, what an excellent way to spend half an hour. The kids loved it, and will remember it much better than most things we spend $25 on. Bye-bye. Anyway, I needn't have worried about crowds because we soon left them completely behind again. I still don't know the name of this cave. I think it might have been on Hong Island, but we may never know. Our guide just called it another cave.
It was fun in the dark cave. I was a little bit scared. It's not too scared.
The cave ends at a window looking onto a beautiful but completely inaccessible lagoon. "10 minutes in the dark were enough to completely reset the way we saw the light. When we came back out to wherever it was we were, I couldn't believe how much color there was here. Everything is so vibrant. Look at this. This could just be a study in the color green. We started back for the pier, and I can say that we literally saw everything in a new light. The bay had transformed into something very different than what we had seen that morning from the hills of Samet Nangshe. It had also grown a lot warmer, so a quick swim to cool down seemed like the right thing to do. We finished the trip like we so often do, with a swim in the sea. Join us in the next episode as we finally turn back north towards Bangkok and home. These last few days of our road trip fell over Songkran. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and come along with us as we celebrate this most delightful of holidays as we drive across the whole of southern Thailand. See you next time.